Knicks fans, back at it with another New York Knicks video, and I'm sorry for the late upload. Normally, I'll have these uploads up right after the game. Last night, I was doing Talking Giants on Bad Dog's channel, but normally I will have it up right after the game, and tonight I will be calling my first live Knicks regular season game, the home opener against the Boston Celtics. Knicks off to an 0-2 start. They've dropped 2 games on the road that I think we all, if we were being realistic, should have expected this team to lose. They could have won both. That's the very encouraging thing. On the road, you go to San Antonio, you lead in that game, and, you blow it late with a young team. But nevertheless, they fought really hard in both contests, and R.J. Barrett is showing some very encouraging signs. This is not like Kevin Knox, who really struggled early on. This kid looks confident. He's going out there. And speaking of Kevin Knox, he had a great game. We'll get to him in a minute. But R.J. Barrett is really showing that confidence. Now, he started off really bad, but he kept shooting. He got us back in the game late in the game, and he's getting a ton of minutes. I think R.J. Barrett's going to win Rookie of the Year this year. I really do, especially with the Zion Williamson injury. But just a great start to his career as a New York Knick. Now, the defense has been really scrappy. Last year, I believe their season high in a game was 12 steals. They've had, I think, 17 and 14 the first 2 games. Elfrid Payton has really cemented his role, and he's looked pretty good at setting up the offense. Now, R.J. Barrett has played a lot of point as well. Payton even hit a couple of threes last night. So, showing some very encouraging things there. Dennis Smith Jr. and Frank Ntilikina are going to struggle to play, especially the way Dennis Smith Jr. has played. He only had 5 minutes last night. And, yeah, he's been an eyesore for this New York Knicks team early on. Ntilikina, in the limited minutes he got against the Spurs, played awful. Had a huge key turnover in that game, which gave the Spurs momentum and, was part of the reason why they won that basketball game. And Ntilikina did not play last night. And that's something I worry about with this team. With all their depth, it's going to be hard to develop players like Frank. In terms of the Nets, Kyrie Irving continues to talk his smack coming into the game, saying that the Nets are going to own New York. And last night he had a really good game, 26 points, 5 assists on 8 of 19 shooting. Dinwiddie was a big contributor off the bench, hit a couple of big threes for them as well. But for the Knicks, I mean, you got to be, I'll start with R.J. Barrett. You have to be encouraged with R.J. Barrett. Like I said, he started off really poorly, but he hit some huge threes down the stretch. The free throw shooting has to improve. 0 for 3 from the charity stripe, and way too many turnovers with 5 of the team's 26. But the three-point shots, he hit some huge ones down the stretch, showed a lot of confidence. I thought he brought up the ball pretty well. He showed some confidence there, distributing the basketball. 6 steals, came up with a couple of huge steals late in the game, late third quarter, early fourth quarter. So I liked what I saw out of the kid. Continued to fight, even though he was struggling early on in the basketball game. I think we got a special one in R.J. Barrett. I really do. Morris and Randall continue to get the bulk of the minutes along with Barrett. Those seem to be the guys that are getting 35-plus minutes a night. And both of those guys struggled last night. The veterans did not play well. Randall 5 of 15 from the floor. Morris 3 of 9. Not going to win many games when those two guys are not putting the ball in the basket. Off the bench, really encouraging games from both Kevin Knox and Trier. Everybody's favorite, Zoe. ISO Zoe played a great game. He had 22 points, and he was incredibly efficient from the field. Zoe's going to have games like this. When he is on, he's going to play, and he played, I think, 23 minutes last night off the bench and was a huge reason we were in that basketball game. Another guy who hit some big threes down the stretch. And same thing with Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox hit 2 huge threes late in that game to keep us within striking distance. He finished with 16 points on 5 of 8 shooting, 4 of 4 from distance down the stretch. So maybe Kevin Knox will earn himself some more minutes. Mitchell Robinson, you know what you're going to get from him. You're going to get a guy who could block shots, who's going to hustle, but he continues to pick up ticky-tack fouls. 5 fouls in 17 minutes. This cannot happen if this guy wants to be a big-time player in the NBA. He has to continue to learn and not pick up those silly fouls. That's the discouraging thing from him. Yeah, when he's on the floor, he's pretty good. 6.7 rebounds a block, 4 steals in 17 minutes on 3 of 4 shooting. But he can't stay on the floor because he's picking up all these ticky-tack fouls. So that's what I worry about with Mitchell Robinson. But the positives to take from this game, this team is scrappy. They fought. They were down 19 points, and they take a lead late in the game. So Fizdale's got him playing tough early on. You can't have 26 turnovers in a game, though, and you cannot shoot 16 to 28 from the free throw line. You're not going to win games doing that. The three-point shot kept them in this game. 17 of 25 from the three-point line. And that's something the Knicks stressed in the offseason, and you really saw it last night pay dividends. And that's what's that was the equalizer. That's what kept them in the game. 68% from three-point line. So we'll see if they keep that up. Obviously, not going to keep up 68%, but see if they can continue to hit threes at a good rate. And hopefully they can come out with a win tonight. I hope they do. I think they could against Boston, the home opener, and I hope to see you guys there. As always, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe, drop a comment, maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.